A 36-year-old woman went on a blind date, and her demands left everyone stunned. She wants a partner who has a house and a car and an annual income in the 8-figure range. Seeking a wealthy life, her high standards of requiring a car, a house, height, and status have deterred many suitors. A girl dismissed an older man for being unsophisticated, not realizing he was a billionaire CEO. This kind of plot twist fuels women's endless imaginations. Many Chinese can't accept that 600 million people earn less than 1,000 yuan, $140 a month. Media often show videos that glorify wealth and look down on poverty. These videos fulfill the Cinderella fantasy of marrying into wealth, while videos focusing on poverty are often deleted. A retired elderly man showed what he could buy with 100 yuan, his monthly pension and only income. He says he eats half a handful of noodles a day, with no vegetables, just garlic sauce. The video was later deleted. The unspoken and forbidden word is poor. Recently, U.S. President Biden mentioned in a Time magazine interview after the U.S. presidential debate that China's aging problem is severe. You've got a population that's considerably older than the vast majority of the youth in Europe. That's too old to work, and they're xenophobic. Where is it coming from? Where is it going to grow? You've got an economy that's on the brink there. The idea that their economy is booming? Give me a break. His blunt truth was even more jarring to Chinese pride than former Premier Li Keqiang's remarks in 2020. During China's 2 sessions in 2020, former Premier Li Keqiang remarked that 600 million people have a monthly income of only 1,000 yuan. His words sparked national debate. 4 years later, after the U.S.-China trade war, China's economy has only worsened. Some reports suggest that now only 800 million people might have a monthly income of 1,000 yuan. Li Keqiang's candid remark immediately displeased Xi Jinping, who later sidelined him after announcing the eradication of poverty. On February 25, 2021, at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, Xi Jinping declared a complete victory in the fight against poverty. He announced that under current standards, all 99 million rural people, 832 impoverished counties, and 128,000 poor villages were lifted out of poverty, accomplishing the daunting task of eliminating absolute poverty. No one dared to question this miracle announced by Xi Jinping. Online, jokes circulated from rural areas saying, "Dear leaders, I've been lifted out of poverty. Please don't disturb me anymore." And 11 days left to eradicate poverty in the whole country. People were sarcastically suggesting that Americans should learn from China's slogan culture, believing that repeating a lie 1,000 times would make it true. A country's true healthy development doesn't rely on ridiculous slogans, but on a foundation of civic autonomy. In 2020, Professor Zheng Yongnian from the East Asian Institute of the National University of Singapore published an article where he pointed out 3 main reasons why so many people were shocked by the statement that 600 million people have a monthly income of only 1,000 yuan. Firstly, at the social level, modern China is a typical commercial society where the fittest survive and the poor are despised. Society mainly focuses on the wealthy. Chinese media often showcase luxury, highlighting what cars the rich drive, what brand watches they wear, where they buy mansions, islands, and private jets. The stories of the rich continue to be the focus of Chinese media and public attention. However, China still has over 100 million disadvantaged people, many of whom can't afford food or medical care, and whose legitimate rights are trampled by the powerful. These people receive little attention from Chinese media and the public. The tightly controlled Chinese media create a false image of our harmonious society or a peaceful era, compounded by online platforms flaunting of wealth and illusions caused by big data algorithms. An 88,000 yuan a night presidential suite with luxurious breakfast of steamed Australian lobster dumplings and swan-shaped pastries. He ate them sitting cross-legged on the bed. After checking out, he laughed and said, "Today's bill is 108,876 yuan. I slept away money that could buy several iPhones." Indeed, this video is both vulgar and flashy. It gets a lot of views and ranks high with keywords, but is the top algorithm result always real? This illusion can easily mislead people into longing for an unrealistic lifestyle, ignoring their own abilities and conditions. Flashy wealth videos are so exaggerated and numerous that Chinese authorities have had to crack down. In 2021, Douyin, a short video platform, shut down about 4,000 accounts in 2 months, including those posting money-throwing videos. Similarly, the lifestyle app Xiaohongshu announced it marked nearly 9,000 posts as flashy wealth from May to October. Algorithms can be manipulated. For example, the Chinese government might label dissidents as traitors, using online armies to inflate their video views, making it seem like everyone agrees. The Chinese government uses this as a tactic to suppress dissent. Political commentator Xie Tian notes that in Western countries, governments would never allow the wealthy to flaunt their riches, given their often tight budgets and the taxpayers' unwillingness to fund such extravagance. Americans may live more lavishly than Europeans, with larger homes, multiple cars, and several TVs, but they still don't engage in the overt flaunting of wealth seen in China. Stories about billionaires like Warren Buffett living modestly, Walmart's founder driving a simple truck, and Elon Musk selling his mansions to sleep in his office are more celebrated. Xie Tian explains that China's unique brand of flaunting wealth, particularly among the wealthy and privileged children of officials, is particularly distasteful. There are 4 main reasons for this. 1. Narrow vision. They don't understand what true wealth and prosperity mean, having a mindset more akin to a nouveau riche. 2. Illegitimate gains. Their wealth is often quickly amassed through corruption and exploitation, making the rise to wealth morally questionable. 3. Moral ignorance. They ally with the Chinese Communist Party, oppressing the people and playing power games, which is repugnant. 4. Shallow understanding. They lack a deep understanding of life's mission, not realizing that true nobility lies in having wealth combined with virtue. News often highlights the top 100 richest people, promoting a materialistic mindset. The Who Run Research Institute's 2024 Who Run Global Rich List shows that as of January 15, 2024, China has 814 entrepreneurs with a wealth exceeding $1 billion, the highest number in the world. Who is the richest person globally? Who is the richest in China? Who are the new Chinese billionaires this year? This list includes 3,279 billionaires from 2,435 companies in 73 countries. Although China has 155 fewer billionaires than before, it still tops the list with 814. The US is second with 800 billionaires, an increase of 109, and India is third with 271, an increase of 84. When society focuses on celebrities, wealth, power, and heroes of discourse, the standards for evaluating issues become non-moral. Evaluation depends on who has power and wealth, not on public welfare and conscience. This shows that Chinese society is oriented towards material gain, leading to a collapse of moral standards. Power and money dictate whose voice is louder. On the knowledge level, Zheng Yongnian says that many scholars are capital economists or social scientists who speak for wealth. These so-called experts often become tools for politics or money. Twitter user Sydney Idler shared a picture claiming that the former head of China's National Health Commission, surnamed Lu, was arrested for taking 2.7 billion yuan in bribes. During interrogation, Lu confessed that the son of Chinese pulmonologist and president of the Chinese Medical Association, Zhong Nanshan, made 400 billion yuan from the Sinovac vaccine. The message claims that Lu and Zhong Nanshan's son are detained in Urumqi's Xishan prison. Many believe Zhong Nanshan's push for multiple vaccine doses during the pandemic was driven by money. Some Japanese media suspect that the Chinese government fixes economic data to boost national image. Using data to estimate China's real GDP growth rate for 2023, they found significant discrepancy with official figures, suggesting actual negative growth. They accused China of hiding real economic data, increasing investor risk, and urged Japanese investors to withdraw funds from China. On July 28th, Japanese reporter Hideo Tamura published an article revealing discrepancies between China's economic data and official figures. The report suggests that China's 2023 GDP growth rate should be negative. Suspecting data manipulation by local and central party officials, the reporter used real estate investment, net exports, and consumer spending to estimate GDP. Real estate investment, which accounts for about 10% of GDP, fell by 16.7% in 2023 compared to 2022, reducing overall GDP by about 5%. Additionally, the Taiwan Mainland Affairs Council commissioned the Chonghua Institute for Economic Research to analyze China's data falsification. The report highlights 3 issues: strict calculation of negative indicators like unemployment, weak government inspection, and deliberate manipulation by statistical authorities, including the People's Bank of China. Notably, the Chinese government has recently delayed data releases and even withheld information, citing data security. They terminated overseas services of large databases like CNKI and WIND to hinder external data collection and analysis. China's data falsification includes redefining employment, manipulating GDP statistics, and misreporting the wealth gap. Alarmingly, even the relatively trustworthy People's Bank of China has joined in, manipulating the required reserve ratio. The report highlights China's habit of spreading data across various places to complicate data collection. For example, central government bonds, local government bonds, public-private partnerships, and city investment bonds are dispersed across different agencies and rating companies. The report warns that future data falsification and concealment, combined with the national narrative of a bright economic outlook, could increase the likelihood of economic policy mistakes by the Chinese leadership. The Wall Street Journal also cautions that hidden information raises investment risks in China. Multinational companies might avoid China, and data manipulation will ultimately undermine economic momentum. On the political level, nationalism is encouraged to create an image of prosperity, harmony, and a thriving society. Zheng Yongnian states that since the new century began, nationalism has shifted to pride in the country's rise, a sentiment stronger among the younger generation. However, this nationalism has gone too far, leading to a situation where only the good aspects of the country can be discussed, and not the bad, leading to a focus on wealth and not poverty. President Xi Jinping's speeches continually indoctrinate the populace, claiming that China's development is not only about the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, but also about benefiting every country. He asserts, throughout more than 5,000 years of civilization, the Chinese nation has made indelible contributions to human progress. Our responsibility is to unite and lead the entire party and people of all ethnic groups to take the historical baton and strive for the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, making China stand stronger in the global community and contributing even more to humanity. Chinese media amplify China's so-called achievements to showcase the country's rising international status. This creates an illusion of prosperity among the elite, which leads to the neglect of the lower classes, worsening social division and fragmentation. Since Chinese media are the mouthpiece of the government, the legitimacy of China's system after reform and opening up is built on continuous economic achievements. Therefore, the media must embellish these economic successes. Zheng Yongnian's explanation is insightful. Over a decade ago, as China's economy grew rapidly, becoming the world's second largest and closing the gap with the US, confidence and joy surged within Chinese society. However, this also led to the rise of blind populism, shifting from confidence to arrogance. Media propaganda has exaggerated China's achievements while ignoring the fact that it remains the world's largest developing country. In recent years, phrases like "my country is powerful," "China surpasses Britain and the US," "America is scared," "Japan is shocked," and "China is rising" have fueled this self-inflating sentiment. However, as this authoritarian nationalism continues to be hyped, intensified, and deeply rooted, Xi Jinping's Chinese dream might ultimately become a Chinese nightmare for both the mainland and the international community. Former Chinese human rights chairman Liu Qing believes that Xi Jinping's so-called revival aims to position China's rulers in a prominent global position, where all nations pay tribute, much like in the Tang, Ming, and Qing dynasties, when smaller countries came to China to show their submission. Liu Qing thinks that Xi Jinping craves this sense of grandeur. He said, fulfilling this imperial dream of nations paying tribute aligns with his ideological realm. Of course, this dream is only Xi Jinping's and has nothing to do with the Chinese people. Educated young people are generally dissatisfied with the bleak financial and employment prospects. Many rely on gigs to survive. This sentiment is captured in a singer's lyrics. "Although I wash my face every day, my pocket is even cleaner than my face," he sings. "I studied for the rise of China, not to deliver food." His song was banned, and his social media accounts were deleted. 2 years ago, the whereabouts of a migrant worker who contracted COVID-19 were meticulously published by the authorities. His efforts to support his family garnered widespread sympathy and attention, earning him the title of the hardest-working Chinese person. Censors blocked discussions about him, and local authorities stationed people outside his home to prevent reporters from visiting his wife. These realities of being old and poor in China continue, but poverty remains a taboo topic in the country.